Well, we hit another hiccup. As you can see, obviously the engine's in the air and stuff. It's a little crooked. So the mounts that he makes are great. They lined it up. They bolted in with the OEM mount, super easy. The only problem is with his setup, the engine sits half an inch, about 3/4 of an inch higher. And it was basically impossible to get this from rubbing. Now, looking at previous videos of my car, this is about here under the car. So basically we're trying to get this thing, I'm gonna lower it down some more a little bit, it looks like. We're trying to get this thing back in a pretty spot of where it was before, because I don't want to run new exhaust or anything like double flip manifolds. I like this little setup. It's easy to work on and simple as that. So what I did is obviously we pulled everything off down there, engine mount wise, and I ordered these universal bolt to your engine weld your own setup. So now I'm trying to get this engine back in here, you know, level, using this to cockeye it and stuff, because obviously that's heavier, causing the engine to do this. Get it all right and, you know, triangulated here before Tommy's here to start welding on it and everything. So yeah, that's what's going on right now. Once I get this all figured out, I'm a little high, it looks like, so I'll have to fiddle with that. But once I get it all centered back in the car and stuff, we'll go from there. Okie dokie. So I got it about perfect. I'm pretty much back to where I was before. I marked, what I did here is I took a straight edge and marked from the shock towers just to kind of give me some tape measuring spots. And from here to here, it's 29 inches. And when I'm looking down at it, the bolt is almost to 14.5. It needs to come a little bit to the driver's side, which is great for over here. I mean, just like maybe a little bit less of a 1/4 of an inch, and it'll be good. So the problem is that ratchet's too big, so every time I do one click, it's way too much, and then either way. So I asked Tommy, I don't have my other straps. I asked Tommy to bring a strap, and we'll strap it somewhere over here to here, just to get it perfect. And then I'll have it triangulated to the best of its ability. If you look under the car, I still have clearance on the oil pan, which I was not too worried about. If I wanted to, I could even take this tape measure here and I don't know if I can get it under there. I think I'm steering wheel pushes in the way. But yeah, like plenty of room. Almost enough room to put it sideways. So that's good. It's a little bit closer than my other oil pan, but I don't know. It could be the oil pan. I don't know if the V8, I'm pretty sure the V8 crossmember depth is the same, except for the back side has a closer hump. So I'm not too sure. Worst case, I can notch that, because that's probably what we're gonna do, is notch it. But I mean, yeah, it could be a little bit, because mine goes linear up. It's right about here. If I really wanted to, I could measure from, like, we'll say, well, 1 3/4-ish. Yeah, I can't get in there right now, but it looks a little bit taller, so that's probably what it is. Not a big deal. It's back in where it needs to be. The engine's where it needs, or the trans is still where it needs to be, and everything is triangulated really well. And of course down there, it's good. And I got the transmission up with a jack right now. I'm trying to get everything as good as possible before he gets here. Once he gets here, we'll double check it. If my battery charges, it keeps dying on me, we'll record this process. But we're literally just gonna bolt those bad boys on, which I'll be doing that here in a minute. And then I'm gonna try to cut some 1/8 inch steel, 1/4 inch steel, I think this is, for the pieces that we cut down. because I want to keep this a bolt-in system, mostly because that way we don't have to pull the engine out and weld it to the cross member. But if we have to, no big deal. It's 2 bolts in the back. Even with Tommy, we can literally jack the engine up and push the car back and be done. So, shouldn't be too much. After this, besides moving the valve covers over, the front assembly over, oil, radiator fluid, I have exhaust gaskets, intake, should be it. So, there's one more thing that we have to do with the cam sensor, which is what this is, an ICT billet extension. I got to move pin C to pin A. I got to swap them. And I have a pin tool, so I should be able to just de-pin them and swap them around. We'll slap that in there and load a tune-up on it. So we'll do the knock sensors later on too. That's another thing I got to do. As you can see on this intake, on the Gen 3s, knock sensors are up top. And of course you got your knock sensor harness, which I'll end up probably cutting this to make my extensions, or my plug extensions. But these knock sensors are internal, but they thread in the same pitch as the motor mounts, and there's an extra 2 on the motor mounts on each side. So I'll run those so we don't have any ringland failure this time, and don't have another one of those. So, yep. Guess for now, let me get this all taken care of until he gets here, and if I remember to grab this, then we'll start recording. I might just put it on like a little time lapse, because we're going gung-ho today. We're definitely going gung-ho. Driver's side is done. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, shake it. Give a rip. Nice. Nice. Nice! Dang, it's starting to look like a car again. So I already slammed everything on, and even redid the drain tube for the turbo. Now let's go into the oil pan out the timing cover. Pretty much ready for oil. I gotta put this back on actually for now. Power steering, belt. I'm getting ready to put the crank sensor in. As you can see, I de-pinned these 2. I have to swap them because 24 tooth uses the what's it called? The reading wire, and the power wire flipped. So I'm gonna flip this, got it de-pinned real quick, and then we will be good to go. And after that, intake, sensors, fluids. So hopefully I can get it all going before I run out of daylight today. All right, so I am getting a few more things buttoned up before I call it for the day. I just put oil in it, braking oil, oil filter. The battery is too dead for me to crank it over for the oil pressure, so it is back there charging. I went ahead and set up a tune for a 6.0 for later on. And yeah, I mean, that's about it. I'm gonna get this as much buttoned up. I'll probably get the intercooler on, and then all I gotta do is radiator. That's it. And gas and drive shaft, which I didn't know, big deal. Moment of truth. Just put gas in it. Spark plugs are in. Some radiator fluids in it. Put 1.5 gallons. Let's start it up. Make sure it starts up. And we'll go from there. Actually, I'm gonna put you over here. I'm gonna do the little, what's it called? The startup stuff. But yeah, right there. Okay, here we go. We gotta jump the battery. Okie dokie. I cleaned the garage up. It's a little dark now. I gotta go take some diapers to my in-laws' house real quick. So we're gonna drive it. But I'm not gonna record right now because this is where my house is. It's been a few days trying to figure this out. Bo Woody has helped me out 1,000%. He got the timing figured out. The exhaust was running red at idle. It just wasn't running right. He's got it almost perfect with some information helping me out to where I can, my eyes are burning, where I can go from there and break in the engine and have him tune it. I don't know if y'all can hear me, but I'll show you like the stuff going on the laptop. Turbo pipe because I don't want to get into boost yet, so I just left that clamp off. Knowing my dummy self, I'll probably end up doing that. But shoot, dude, IAC's a little low now. It looks like I gotta bump it up a bit, or I mean, open the blade a little. But dude, the exhaust down there was glowing red. Bo fixed all that. I mean, 35 psi at idle, oil pressure. Coolant's at 184, 183, fans on right now, kicks on at 180. I mean, it's just running so much better. It's insane to me. So I'm gonna continue to get this information from him to the best of my ability, get where I can get it through his help. Break in the engine, we'll have him tune it, but I gotta put some miles on it for sure. I wanna get these rings set properly, you know, all the other jazz. And then I'll have him do a street tune on it once I buy injectors too, so we can do an E85 tune and a 91 tune. So let me get this all figured out real quick and we'll probably take it for a test drive. Yeah! Do a better video and such, but for now, let me just